Hey y'all, today we're making chicken roti and we're making everything from scratch. So let's get to cooking.
So here I have some meat that I'm going to season. I have some green seasoning here that I made. I'm gonna add some of that, and I'm gonna add a couple cloves of garlic in there as well.
Alright, so let's speed this up a little bit here. I'm cutting up half of an onion. Then I'm going to add some garlic herb seasoning that I had. Then I'm going to grate some ginger in there. Ginger adds such amazing flavor to the meat. And then I'm going to also add a couple sprigs of thyme. Because if you ain't got thyme, you wasting time, okay? So I'm going to add some of that. Then I'm going to incorporate all of that, mix it up together, and let the chicken marinate in the fridge for a couple hours. And then we're going to move on to the other steps. Some curry powder and some turmeric powder as well to that, and I'm going to stir vigorously, as you're gonna see. And I'm doing this, I'm cooking the curry first because I don't know, my mom told me that if you don't cook the curry first, your belly gonna hurt you. It's gonna make your belly hurt. So we don't want our belly to hurt us, okay? And curry is very tricky. It's a very tricky thing. You gotta be careful with curry. So I'm stirring vigorously, as you see here. And I'm gonna do this until I feel like it's time to stop. Until the curry is brown enough for my taste. And then I'm gonna add my chicken. I don't like my chicken too brown. I like my chicken just yellow enough. That's just how I like it. I don't put cumin and stuff in my curry much, depending on what I'm making. Yeah, I don't really like too much cumin and stuff in my roti, so I really don't put it when I'm currying. I've also added 2 of the chicken cubes in there along with some pimento seeds, and then I'm going to just let that do its thing. I've added a little bit of ketchup to that and some pimento seeds, and I'm going to give that a good stir and let the chicken release its juices, and then I'm going to let that cook. After like 15 to 20 minutes, I added some water and I tasted for salt. I didn't need to add any more salt. You have to taste for salt because it depends on how much you're cooking, how much water you have in there, and all of that. So it was fine, and I'm just gonna let that cook down a little bit more, let some of the water evaporate. So now we're gonna get ready to make the roti dough. I'm not Trinidadian or Guyanese, and I know there are lots of different kinds and types of rotis, but I'm Grenadian, and we call the skin roti dough, and the chicken, potato, and skin combination, we call it roti. So if you're Guyanese or Trinidadian, you're probably going to be rolling your eyes at me saying that, but sorry, that's what we say. So now I'm just mixing up my ingredients. I have flour, baking powder, and salt in here with some water, and I'm mixing this until I get a nice soft kind of sticky consistency. We're not making dumpling or bread, so you don't want to knead it too much or like get too much of a tough dough. We just want something a little sticky. So I'm going to add water until and mix until I get the desired consistency that I want. Dough ball to a floured surface, and I'm going to lightly knead it. As I said, we're not making bread, so you don't want to over knead it, but I'm just lightly kneading it. And then I'm going to cover this with some plastic wrap, and I'm going to set it aside while I get my potatoes ready. I think I left it there for like 20 minutes or so, but I'm going to cover this and I'm going to set it aside, and then we're going to get to our potatoes. To add it to the pot with some chickpeas. I like doing my potatoes separate because I find now that I like my potatoes a little mushy and I don't want it to soak up all of the gravy from the chicken, so I'm doing it separate. I'm not going to show you me browning the curry again because I already did that in the beginning. I'm doing the same thing for the potatoes with the turmeric powder and the curry powder. In the oil, I'm going to brown the curry, and I'm going to add the potatoes with some chickpeas, 1 chicken cube, and I'm going to let that cook down. So I've rolled up my dough, and I'm going to cut it in half, and then each half I'm going to cut it in thirds. So I got 6 pieces, which is going to make 6 roti doughs. Now let me show you how we got that. I'm taking a piece of the dough that I cut, and I'm going to roll it out very, very thin. This is crucial. You have to roll it out very thin. So you see here that I've rolled it out, and I'm going to keep adding flour so it doesn't stick to my rolling pin. And then I'm brushing it with some oil and butter. This is some vegetable oil and some butter mixture, and I'm going to brush the entire surface of the dish that we made. So here I made a diagonal cut, and then I'm going to roll the dough clockwise, and I'm going to tuck the bottom of the dough inside, and I'm going to push the top straight down the middle like so. It's going to form a nice little ball. Here I'm showing you again. Diagonal cut, roll clockwise, tuck the bottom insides, and then push the top down the middle. that step till I finish with everything and I'm finished making all of my rotis, and then we're gonna go ahead and cook it. As you can see, I'm rolling this out really thin because I hate a heavy dough. I hate a heavy roti dough. So I'm rolling this out really thin. Right, this is about good to me. So I like it. This is the pan I have, so don't judge me, okay? But it still works. So I'm gonna just keep flipping the roti. I've oiled the dough, and I'm just gonna keep flipping it until it's cooked. It takes like a couple minutes on each side. I'm just gonna show you. See those air pockets forming there? So good. So I'm gonna do that until I cook all my rotis. Our chicken is ready and our potatoes are basically ready, so we're done. So there we have it, guys. You could fold your roti if you want. I just didn't feel like folding it that day, so there we go. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye bye.